Hey, hello there and welcome to this week's Vegematic extravaganza. I thought that I'd have more of a show tonight. I thought I'd make an extravaganza because that's what I do. So also, for those of you who have been waiting a long time patiently, there will be a new edition of the Beaver Report because there's many dark things going on in the land of the beaver and the moose and all, all the stereotypical northern stuff that y'all think about Canada. Yeah, all of that. So welcome. It's been a long time since I've actually cared about anything. So this week I'm going to attempt to care about the world and to care about the planet and to care about the birds that sing in the trees, or the 2 or 3 of them that are left. And it makes me happy, and I focus on the good things. I hang out in the trees and look up and see that global warming is killing them all. And that makes me feel relaxed in this dystopian society that we find ourselves in. Yes, terrible things are happening in the land of the maple leaf. There is a flood, an almost Floridian flood of massive proportions, a plethora of poisonous pee-pee, puddles of piss, promulgated by a little dweeb who is power hungry and squeaks and makes your skin crawl. Yes, the head of the northern branch of the maggots, the can mags, and they're really worse than they're worse than the worst maggots that go anywhere. So that is one horrible thing that's going on here. You know, we have serious problems here in Canada, big problems. In fact, the problems are getting larger and larger all the time, such as the maple syrup scandal. Now, the problem with the maple syrup is that they've never had a standardized test to be able to tell the correct amount of maple and syrup to go together for the pancakes that you eat on your breakfast plate. I mean, the Canadian maple syrup has to live up to a certain standard, says the Maple Syrup Institute of Canada. Yes, there is such a thing. So when you buy your maple syrup, pretty soon you'll be able to have it certified Canadian maple syrup. To check it before you put it on your pancakes, be careful of the false maple syrup claims being made by all kinds of people. It's a globalized ripoff now. So when you put the maple syrup on your pancakes, make sure it doesn't poison you. Considering that the urinary Ubermensch, pee-pee, Pierre Poilievre, wants to imitate Trump, and he's kind of like a mini Trump, and he's obnoxious, but he's whinier. Can you imagine Trump but whinier? Well, that's his pee-pee, or Pierre Poilievre, as he prefers to be called. He doesn't like being called pee-pee for some reason. This little dweeb, this little fascist wants to destroy Canada. How would he destroy Canada? Well, one way is by dismantling the CBC. And the CBC, of course, they whine and complain about the CBC. And PP runs to his friend Elon Musk and says, Elon, the CBC is treating me unfair. And I want you to say it's state-sponsored propaganda. And Elon goes, yeah, sure, I'm just working on this exploding rocket right now. And so, yeah, here, Pierre, there you go, buddy. And slaps Pee-Pee on the back. And all of a sudden, the most trusted news source in Canada is now considered state propaganda. Now, you've got to understand that 80% of the media in this country is owned by an American corporation, or their board of directors is dominated by foreign influencers. Foreign influencers, not from China, no. but from the crazy Mordor state that's to the south of us, the scary place on Earth. You know, the home where you don't want to go up and knock on anyone's door if you're the wrong color, or you'll end up with a bullet through your head. It's just life in normal, everyday Mordor, I guess. And of course, PP wants to bring that north of the border. He's outraged, I tell you, by gun control. Outraged. Yes, and after he sells off the CBC so that we no longer have any reliable news, we'll be just like you, America. Yes, Canada, America Junior, but with smaller guns maybe? I don't know, maybe PP will let us have the big ones to carry around with us like they do down there. So you can just blow away anybody you don't like. Hey, you took my parking space. Bang, there you go. Yeah, you want life like that? Sure. Vote Conservative. Look how well they've done with Britain. It's the Conservatives everywhere. Conservatives are worst type of neoliberal scum on the face of the earth, all of them. So I'm getting a little carried away, as I tend to do. I'd like to thank a few friends helped me along through my tubular journey into the depths of the tubosphere, the scary depths of the tubosphere, the sub-basement of the tubosphere for many years. Oh man, this place is getting noisy. This city is so noisy. Anyway, thank you, Joey Boxer Rocks, for being a master memeologist. And the guy comes up with some really funny shit, so I thought I'd have to, if I want to have him keep sending me funny shit, I got to call him out on the show. So thank you, Joey Box O'Rocks. And to all you other normal viewers, the ones that show up in the comments all the time. You know, you get to know people, and you realize that these are people with exquisite taste, with absolutely the sterling motivations, and not a mean bone in their body. Except Hambone, maybe. Sometimes he can get a little bit nasty, but you know, you got to give Hambone credit. He keeps on trying. He keeps on searching for his Dulcinea, the impossible dream. He's searching for his doomer chick forever, but meanwhile the clock just keeps ticking, like it does for all of us. Well, best of luck to you, Hambone. And speaking of which, I think he had a video taken down in a strike, so he can't publish Humpty Dumpty Tribe for a week or something, because they've slapped him on the wrist again. And you know, I have often wondered how he gets away with the shit that he does on the tube. But you know, it's Hambone, and you expect that. So I don't know. Let's not take things so seriously in the tubular universe. Let it slide. How about free expression? Oh, free expression. As long as you express the right thoughts, you can have freedom of expression. Just like freedom of literature, I suppose. You can read anything you want, but not in high school libraries, and not in any libraries in some places, because they're all defunded. They're public. They're socialist. Yes, all the libraries are socialist. I tell you, things are getting truly weird in this tubosphere of ours. Well, it's just something that you get to expect after a while, is that it gets weirder and weirder all the time. And as I guess it grows, and next thing you know, everything's going to be made on YouTube by AI, and it's going to be boring, even more boring than it is now. I've noticed some weird things about the tubular spaces right now. And I don't know if anybody else notices it, or if Google even knows about it, or maybe it's just a ghost in my machine, but you can have all these comments, and it says 0 comments. Every video I watch, 0 comments. And it's been this way for a while. So I don't know. Maybe comments count for something, and maybe they'll have to lay out 10 cents or something. If I don't know. I'm tired of complaining about things, because it's a never-ending panoply of piss. I mean, that is what we are facing. And how many times can you say it? How many times can you warn people? How many times can you say that everything everything is screwed up. I mean, and people are out there just begging to screw it up even more. It's crazy, man. I see the right-wing fascism all over the place, and it's just expanding. Imbeciles, but they're easily sold on these ideas. Well, we need austerity because of the deficit. Hey, you guys, here's another tax cut. Here's a few billion to open up a factory and make money. And yeah, just don't worry about paying it back. Just hire a bunch of people. Why is this? Every time you look around, the government is handing money to private corporations to bribe them to open up factories, and the towns are all saying, oh yeah, you can have free land, you can have this, you can have that. And what is the economic benefits of this are probably going to last for a short amount of time before they start laying people off because nobody can afford the electric batteries for the electric cars that they're making. Yeah, here is some green money. We just pass it out like crazy. You know, it's almost as bad as the military, right? You just here, take money, take our money. A lot of times they give the money, and what happens? Yes, they get huge tax breaks. They get money from the government, and the workers are demanding too much money. We're going to go to Mexico where we can exploit people further and get more for our bang for our buck, you know. And the government will just give them tax money for that too. Because why? Oh, globalization. Oh, what a wonderful idea that was. Yes, it just bring down the standard of living for everybody. Yes, those spoiled workers in the first world, you know, and they've gotten to eat for years. So I've heard Herr Trump wants to take the homeless and make it a crime to be homeless and put them in tent cities where they will get help. And I'm sure psychologists will be dying to work in these tent cities. Where are they going to put them? In the middle of the desert in Arizona, likely, and where nobody can see what's going on. Yeah, maybe have railway cars going in there, dropping the homeless off. Yeah, so that's what we want. That's what we want to see. We want to put them to work. Yeah. And what is this obsession with work? You have to work. You have to work really hard. You have to work harder than your neighbor. You have to work. Yeah, okay, well, what's all this automation for? It's so we don't have to work, not so you don't have to work. It's so we can sit back and just collect that money. Ching, ching, ching. I mean, the courts, right? Oh, man, yeah, Clarence Thomas. Hey, let's jet set. It's okay, we'll get away with everything because we're above the law. Everybody's above the law if they're rich. I have figured out how the law actually works. Now, it all depends on how much money you have, how many digits are in your account. Now, if you have only 5 million, I think you can get away with one infraction. If you have 50 million, that's 5. And then from then on, it just goes up and up and up, so that by the time you're a billionaire, there's no laws at all for you. Very few people know this about our judicial system. Now you do. Well, that's the week's insanity for you. I'm sure there are many more examples of the week's insanity, and we could go all around the world and examine nation by nation how many insane people, the more insane ones, are running things. The rest of us psychos are just out here causing no trouble at all and hoping that we can survive for another day. As the world turns, we will turn with it, and we will... we're fucked. We're just totally and completely fucked. But hey, I'm being positive. It's a new attitude, it's a new year, and I will pretend that everything is quite all right. Yeah, because this is a happy place. This is the Vegematic Deluxe Show. And if you're a new subscriber, well, you're obviously a person of good taste, so I would thank you very much. And I would thank people for all this wonderful support. I'd like to thank my mom and dad. I'd like to thank my dear wife Trish. I'd like to thank my friend Hambone Littletail and Sam Mitchell. They're interchangeable, but I'm so honored and I'm so moved that I am now a verified tubular personality. I'm not quite an influencer yet. I'm going to try and be an influencer. What the fuck is an influencer anyway? I don't know. Influence, yeah. You know what's an influencer? Your television box is an influencer. It's influencing you. It's sending out its cathode rays. Oh, I guess it's not a cathode tube anymore. It's now LED, so it's more efficient hypnosis. The flicker rate is much faster. So it's not like the olden days where, you know, here, buy this shaving cream and babes will be chasing you down the road. There was actually, when I was a kid, there was a men's cologne called High Karate. I don't know, some of you oldsters out there may remember the ads for this ridiculous thing. And this guy would have to fight the women off with his karate moves. Yeah, truth in advertising, it's the way it's always been, right? Yeah, thank you, Mr. Edward Bernays.
High Karate Oriental Lime, with indispensable instructions on self-defense in every package. High Karate Oriental Lime. Be careful how you use it.
Yeah. And light those torches of freedom, ladies. Don't forget. Torches of freedom. Yum. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I hope that you will engage with the channel more. Write poetry in the comment sections. And just somehow electronically reach out to each other and feel in our hearts that we are connected in some really strange electronic way through this thing that's bigger than everybody, and it's growing all the time. The interweb, there's webs everywhere, they're sticking to all of us, and we're going down. Okay, see you next week. Peace, everybody. What's peace? I forget. I remember peace. Yes. The single bird singing by my back door. Yes. Yes, peace. Om, om, om. See, I'm relaxing. My blood pressure is lowering. I'm falling asleep. I'm getting sleepy. See you next week.